Hey guys, and welcome to the meal prep section. So what I've found from working with many clients over the years is that those that actually take the time to prep and prepare their meals for the week ahead get absolutely the best results. And for myself, I found this to be true. Whether I'm tracking food or not tracking food or following a more of a rigid or set structure, I've found that if I don't take the time to actually plan my meals out ahead of time, it's much harder to commit to hitting my macros or doing the plan or following a meal plan. Because what happens is, life gets in the way, I get busy, I get held up at work, I miss a meal, I got to run out, go buy something from the shop, or get home and sort of scramble to fit in all my food in for the rest of the day that I missed eating throughout the day. Every time that I've taken the time to prep and plan and prepare my meals, not only do I save time, not only do clients save time, but you actually save a lot of money as well, because you're not eating out as much, you're not going and wasting money because you know what you're meant to be eating, you've already got it prepared, planned and sorted, and it's just so much easier to hit your targets. So what I've done for you, I've actually created a specific cookbook just for meal prepping. So each meal creates between 4 to 8 sort of serves, so that way you can do it in one dish, and they're all super easy. So I'm going to run you through a few little tips and tricks when it comes to meal prepping that I've discovered over the years. So there's 2 ways to do it. One is the bulk cook. This is a Sunday. We cook up a large quantity of food, one that's going to last for 5, 6, 7 days, and so that way we only do it once a week, and we do a massive cook. The only problem with this is things like veggies, things like rice, they don't work that well over a 5, 6, 7 day period. So this is a good one if you're really time poor and you just want to knock it out in like an hour to 2 hours on a Sunday. The other option, which is my preferred, is to do a split one. So I do a Wednesday and a Saturday or a Sunday. So every 3 to 4 days I do a mini cook-up. It only takes about 20 minutes, and I normally just do like a one dish thing. So for example, I might put on some rice in my rice cooker, throw some mince on the stove, add in some sauce, some carrots, some onion, and make it's called like a bolognese kind of thing. And then that way I'll container it up into 3 containers, and I've got my 200 grams of rice, 200 grams of mince, or whatever it happens to be. So those are the 2 best ways to do it. When it comes to actually meal prepping, what I like is to create big pot meals that are easy to clean and easy to cook. Also meals that you can grab and go. So for example, I might do, cook up a massive amount of chicken, throw in some, tomato, onion, make like a bit of a ragu, and then I might cook some pasta or some rice on the side, and then mix it through, and then now I've got, it only took a pot of water and a big, like wok or fry pan or whatever to cook all the chicken and veggies. So this way, it just goes on the stove, rice is boiling or it's in the rice cooker, and then literally within 20 minutes, half an hour, the whole thing's done. I don't have to make any mess, any fuss, and I've got my next, 3, 4, 5 meals sorted. So that's my preferred method anyway. I do have clients that will literally go and make 5 different things at once. Then others that will just do really simple, literally throw some steak on and just have steak and veggies, and that might be their lunch for the week. So you can make it as creative or simple or complex as you like to be, but I always find for most people, due to time constraints and just out of sheer simplicity, simple things like that work far better than trying to create a different menu item every single day and having all these different extravagant meal options. You're much less likely to follow through with it for the long term because you're not able to maintain that level of meal prep work, because it does take a lot of time. Right, now, in saying that, the other things that I've found that to be key components when it comes to meal prepping, first one is the scales. Obviously, so this one's Joseph. I like these a lot because it actually is a bowl, so you can flip it and it does both. So that way I found I save a lot of cutlery and utensils, because I can just use the scale top instead of getting all these different bowls to wrap my rice and wet ingredients. So food scales, of course, because we can then go and weigh out our rice. If we need 100 grams for lunch, then we're going to make 4 meals, then we go weigh 400 grams, and it's super easy. We divide it into 4 containers. The other thing that's worked really well for me is an air fryer. I'll do things like potato or chicken or something like this. I literally throw it in, put a bit of oil on it or whatever, and then literally let it sit there for 10 minutes cooking, and then it's done. I don't have to watch it, I don't have to keep an eye on it. I can throw it in the thing and get it sorted pretty much without ever having to look or check on it. I just know that it's going to come out perfectly. So an air fryer, you can get them from your local sort of store. You don't need to go buy the big fancy expensive ones. Mine was like $99 from Harvey Norman. Absolutely had not had a single problem with it. The other thing that works really well is either a slow cooker or a pressure cooker. You'll find in the recipe book we actually added in a specific section just for these if you happen to have one. Fantastic, you can throw like chuck steak, a lot of veggies, some potato, whatever, and just let it simmer in a stock or in a sauce. And you leave it on overnight, and then the next day the whole thing's ready, and that could give you like 8 to 12 meals that are easily frozen, and you can just get them out the day before you need them, and they're going to defrost. The last key component for me that I found that works really well, if you are a rice fan, is a rice cooker. It saves me an absolute unfathomable amount of time stirring, watching, checking my rice. I literally throw the rice in, throw the water in, and let it go. And that's all, I have to come back 20 minutes later. If I come back 2 hours later, it's still ready, it's still warm, and it's perfect. So a rice cooker has been an absolute staple for me. But the other good thing about the pressure and slow cookers is you can use the cheaper cuts of meat because it does degrade the meat a lot faster. So you can get like chuck steak or blade steak, and it is going to actually be tender and edible, whereas obviously using those cuts of meats with anything else is problematic unless you make a good roasting. And that brings me to the last point, simple, big, deep oven dishes where you can throw in a big roast, throw in some veggies, throw in everything all at once, I find is just an absolute fantastic way to get ahead on the meal prep. The other one that I'll do is get a load of chicken breast, put them on a tray, use a lot of seasoning and marinade and that sort of stuff, and just oven roast the chicken. And that way, I throw it in, 20 minutes later, everything's done, comes out perfect, and then I've got my, 6 breasts or 6 meals ready to go. So that's pretty much it when it comes to meal prep. I almost can guarantee you, if you do not take the time to prep out your food ahead of time, that it's going to be really challenging in terms of getting consistent, reliable results. Eating day to day, trying to plan your meal every day when you get up is doable. I mean, maybe you could get up, throw some stuff in the oven, and then you've got your meal ready for the day. But it's very time consuming. It takes a lot of mental willpower to plan out, figure out what you need, get the right amounts, cook it all up. I'd much rather just do it in one go. Yeah, it takes half an hour, put some music on, throw Netflix on in the background, whatever it is, and just get to work. And that way you're going to be taken care of and you'll save so much time and money. I promise you the juice is worth the squeeze, and I will see you guys tomorrow.